thank you, too, very much for those beautiful readings tonight. So important, this ability to hear God's voice and to follow it. And if we do get a misdirection, well, we can just stop and pray, and God will lead us aright if we remain humble and receptive to what he has to say to us. So wonderful. This is perhaps one of the most wonderful things we learn in science, is how to cultivate our spiritual sense and how to listen to the voice of God. I'm very grateful tonight for our weather committee that does work on various situations around the world. And recently we got a message concerning New Jersey, although it probably affects other places as well, that this time of year is a time of a lot of pollen. And I was been thinking and praying about that. And there are many things that I use and I've used to work with. Our son, when he was a teenager, he had some allergy problems. And through Christian Science treatment, he was totally healed of it. And there's never been a trace of it since. But one thing that Mrs. Eddy says on page 175 of Science and Health, what an abuse of natural beauty to say that a rose, the smile of God, can produce suffering. The joy of its presence, its beauty and fragrance, should uplift the thought and dissuade any sense of fear or fever. It is profane to fancy that the perfume of clover and the breath of new mown hay can cause glandular inflammation, sneezing, and nasal pangs. I thought it was so wonderful. Profane. It's profane to think those things because it's not of God. She lays it down so clearly and so well. And then there are these beautiful hymns that I often use, and this is about breathing. Because sometimes people call, they have these problems, and we know it's not the truth. And Christian Science gives the answer. Hymn number 218, the freer step, the fuller breath. And then hymn number 284, prayer is the Christian's vital breath, the Christian's native air. And hymn 195, girt with the love of God on every side, I breathe that love as heaven's own healing air. And then hymn number 145, in atmosphere of love divine, we live and move and breathe. These are so beautiful and so helpful, and it is the truth. And all of us live under divine law, the idea that anything could harm any of God's children is a human mortal law that is only meant to be broken and destroyed, because it is not the truth of God's creation. God created all, and behold, it was very good. I'm so grateful for the wonderful answers we find in Christian Science, whatever our problem might seem to be. I'm grateful to be with you all here tonight, and I'm grateful just to be grateful and to know that all of us always have so much to be grateful for. Shall we be silent? Ah, never. Have a good night.